Got a penalty flag down.
Skip pass sets up the board, and it's time to pluck a chicken.
Walden.
Score another one here.
Right on cue. He goes upstairs.
Levine with some speed. Levine fakes a pass. Levine all the way is going to fire and score.
Up top, Druin. He wants a shot,
And he's got it. Wow.
but a good one-handed scoop up.
Roy, and then he lights the lamp. Lowers that left shoulder and fires up the Cougar fans. Look at this.
Nice play.
Fake shot by Brunzik, and then he drills it on his way to the ground.
Chase. Extra feed.
Shot, score, game over. Bouvier upstairs. He atones.
Redemption.
35 seconds. Rollins is open. The bouncing shot is going to win the game for Portsmouth.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Portsmouth. Nick Anastas, Rich McDonough with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. It's the Londonderry Lancers and the Portsmouth Clippers, an interdivisional rivalry. D1 Londonderry, D2 champ Portsmouth, meeting here on the Seacoast. We hit the tail end of the regular season. Next week, things become finalized. Both of these teams looking to improve upon their tournament positioning here over the last few games. Londonderry will close out the season against Concord next week. They're 10-7 right now in the number 6 seed in the Division I landscape. Portsmouth, meanwhile, in a very tight race atop the D2 standings. Winnicunnet, their arch rival, is 12-1, leading the pack. Derryfield, perennially tough, right behind them at 12-2, and then there's Portsmouth at 12-3. Both teams come in riding win streaks tonight. Londonderry has won 4 in a row, including 5 of their last 6. Most recently, a home win over Wyndham, 12-5. Well, Portsmouth trying to string together their third straight win. They have won 4 of their last 5. Most recently, an 18-6 blowout over Merrimack Valley. However, Rich, tonight both teams a little bit short-handed here as we get set for this 6:30 face-off.
Well, yeah, I got to talk to my old buddy and adversary, Chad Vischer, who's a fantastic coach for the Clippers, and Jimmy Ward, second year for Londonderry, also darn good man and coach. The Londonderry stomach flu has bitten, and we are missing 5 or 6 defenders of one variety or another, skilled player with the short stick and the poles. Next man up mentality, and Chad Vischer's team, they're beat up, and they've been missing one guy all season, Purcell, all-state candidate. He's working his way back into non-contact stuff. But this is the time of year when injuries and these things happen, and it's a next man up mentality. Both coaches are inspiring to young people, which always helps. And Jimmy Ward's guys have bought in, and that's why they're seeing this success, including a 12-5 pretty shellacking of Wyndham the other day.
Yeah. Brock St. Gelais has been a big piece of that puzzle for Coach Ward. The junior goaltender has really been good all season, and especially as of late. And on the other side in the cage is the senior A.J. Craig, who when we saw him opening week was outstanding and certainly is considered a veteran at this point, looking to guide his team a little shorthanded again tonight.
Yeah.
For Portsmouth.
Even though he's a senior, he's an all-state wrestler, a champ, something that can get – he's first year, self-taught guy, but he's got that wrestler mentality. He's gritty, but he also, because it's a singular sport, it's a solo sport, if you will, he blames himself for taking an L. We want to get that – I'm a goalie. We want to get that out of our heads and just let the game come. And, we saw St. Gelais, terrific three-sport athlete. And I think they'll do well tonight.
Quick keys here, Rich, both ways. What's it going to take for each team?
Well, you and I keep seeing wonderful battles, face-off dot. Absolutely critical. You've got Biddle out there and then Eli Betancourt for the Lancers. This is a huge battle. And then, we got to see wing play. What the Lancers want to do is make it tough on Portsmouth on their home field. They don't want any easy draws, but when Bittencourt can get in there, get a quick exit and get some possession, especially when you got the flu bug, you want to have long possession, rest your D, and let these newer guys step in and get into some sort of rhythm, Nick.
A breezy night here on the Seacoast. As usual, just a mile or so from the ocean. Temperature about 60 degrees here as we head into the final week of action in regular season lacrosse. Big one here tonight, Portsmouth and Londonderry. It comes up next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The Tomahawks prepare players to compete at the highest level, providing access to the best regional and national tournaments for maximum exposure. More than 1,000 alumni have gone on to compete at the collegiate level, including the ACC, Big Ten, Big East, Ivy, Patriot, NESCAC, NE10, and more. At the New Hampshire Tomahawks, players train with the same coaches and teammates, building elite skill, chemistry, leadership, and confidence. Every session combines high-level, position-specific instruction for all positions. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18 with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18 with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Back here at Tom Dobney Field at Portsmouth High School, Nick Anastas, along with Rich McDonough, Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, Londonderry and Portsmouth here. Moments away. And a big one for each team, as we talked about at the start. Londonderry looking to ensure a playoff appearance again under head coach Jimmy Ward. Right now they're the number 6 seed. If the tournament in Division 1 were to start today, of course, that's a 9-team field. The 8 plays the 9 in the preliminary round, and then you have the quarterfinal action with the top 8 seeds. And, of course, Portsmouth, that's a bigger field in Division II, more teams. Clippers right now in the number 3 spot. A win tonight obviously goes a long way.
It goes a long way. More than anything, seeding. I've been there as a coach in the D2 ranks and then in Maryland. But you want to just have good rhythm and good feel as you get to tournament time. It doesn't matter the color jersey you're wearing and where you go. You just get in and take your best shot. And I talked to Coach Ward about that this morning. They're not even thinking about it. They just want to play, and they're feeling good about things. And when you're banged up or sick, that's what you hope for.
It can be a tricky time of year for the players, given the amount of end-of-year activities that are either on the immediate horizon or a little further down the road. But you've got prom, you've got graduation, you're trying to close out the class schedule and compete, of course, ultimately, if you're these two teams, for a playoff and possibly a championship. So a lot to juggle, so to speak, if you're a student athlete in the month of May.
Ton to juggle, and I had a great talk with Coach Vischer about that today. Involved in all that, something that still haunts me personally is senior skip day. And, what do you do with it? You got to accept that it's a tradition, but also discipline and keep things governed. And we lost our semifinal game when I was a senior. I went to school. Nobody else did. I still think about it. We had a good laugh about that today. But teenage boys. But, Nick, these are both very good coaches. They motivate. And as we got to discuss, they've bought in. And they'll be fine. They're going to be in good motion.
And both are playing well as of late. We talked about the win streaks. Londonderry trying to make it 5 straight tonight. Portsmouth has won 4 of their last 5. So they have been producing, so to speak, over the last few weeks.
Without a doubt. And even though, as we're discussing with folks at home, you got injuries and people are beat up, you don't want to change your identity just because of that. Yeah, maybe Londonderry would like a little bit longer possession, and they're athletic and they push transition. But you got to be yourselves, kind of like what William Wallace said in Braveheart.
Got a little bit of a breeze here as we talked about. The temperature expected to drop just below 60 degrees here as we mark the start of the game. Got a good crowd here with Londonderry bringing several supporters. There's some blue off to our right, but I'd say 70-30 Portsmouth here at home as expected.
As expected, and I talked to Jimmy Ward, coach at Londonderry, about that. It was a long bus ride, but they came off of it feeling really good. And, you got to get a good warm-up, unravel the body, but then, as good as you can hope for. These two guys feel pretty darn good about their clubs, and they love their clubs.
All right, let's send things down to the field for the national anthem.
We ask that you please rise if you are able for our national anthem. Anyone wearing a hat or cap at this time, please remove them.
Well, there it is, the national anthem here at Portsmouth High School, marking the start of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Nick Anastas, Rich McDonough, Londonderry, and Portsmouth. Clippers, of course, they are the standard in Division II, have been over the last 5 years, 4 titles during that span, including the last 2. And Londonderry had to kind of juggle head coaches there for a while, but have settled in here on Jimmy Ward. They become a perennial playoff contender, at least in Division One.
Yeah, they had fits and starts last year, but it's just a question of getting your identity. Jimmy is a good coach. He coaches Tomahawks. Lots of kids play in that excellent system, and I coached in the system for years. And Jimmy's a good man, and he's a leader. But like I said, they finally bought in. It takes a year or two to put your stamp on things, get your fingerprints all over a program, and let your guys elevate, and they're letting the game come to them. And I think it's a really nice piece of work by Jimmy Ward.
Portsmouth in the home whites. Starters meeting at midfield. Londonderry in the road blues. Two officials tonight, Kenny Whitten and Tony Palmisano.
Looked like Tony Palmisano was waving at you as you introduced him. He's near side. And Kenny Whitten has been there, done that. He's plenty of experience. We're in good hands tonight.
Turf Field here at Dobney Field. Eli Betancourt, the junior for Londonderry, against junior Sam Biddle for Portsmouth. And it's Biddle who scoops the knee-high ground ball. Clippers have it, and they'll operate left to right here in this opening quarter. Pass a little low. Cortland Barr scrambles, can't get to it. It's turned over quickly to Londonderry.
Unforced errors. It drives coaches bonkers.
The ride not quite in place either. Londonderry takes advantage. Short pass gets it done.
Yeah, that's what happens when you disrupt your own rhythm out of the gate with that unforced error. You're out of place, and Londonderry was whistle ready. Right up the field they go.
Trey Campbell, the sophomore, pumps the brakes. Far side for Hayden West, the junior, and around the horn it's going to go. Ends up behind the cage. Long pass. West, unchallenged, going to recover. And you can hear the chatter from the Portsmouth defenders.
And they communicate really well. Look at that pass.
There's a cut and a shot and a score on a bouncer. It's going to put Londonderry on the board first. Aiden Stoll, one of the senior leaders on this young team. Able to get open, pass on time and on target, and it's 1-0 Londonderry.
And it started with good passing. Yeah, you had a dropsy there. That happens early on. But they corrected it, righted the ship, as it were. Beautiful cut and feed and cut right there.
Just under a minute gone by. So a quick strike for Londonderry. Lancers trying to ride the momentum with Betancourt at the X. He pushed from behind. Whistle blows, and Londonderry has it.
Hey, you don't care how you win them, just win them.
Yep. And that was one of your keys, Rich. As always, it's important at the face-off X, but these two juniors pretty well matched tonight.
Very well matched, and they're performing very well. Okay, and there it is. That's two series in a row where we didn't see a player. We saw a player not look it into his cross right there. Kind of the yips happen early in a game sometimes. They'll figure it out.
Meanwhile, A.J. Craig, the senior goaltender for Portsmouth, is going to take a jog near midfield. Hooks up with the long pole on the near side. That's Reese Green, who has played well all season, according to Coach Fisher.
Yeah, been a pleasant surprise, Chad said this afternoon when we had a shop talk, as it were.
Nearly 2 minutes in, Portsmouth trying to get on the board here, trailing early 1-0. There's Trevor Sifferlin, sophomore. And then creeping up from behind to knock it away from Miles Parker was the Londonderry defender J.J. DeGeorge. Now DeGeorge on the clear is on the run. Right to left, Londonderry going to slow it down now on the near wing as junior Owen Heward allows his teammates to join him. Good stop there by Londonderry.
Very good, but also disappointing for the communication. Guy comes out of the box on a substitution. Everybody from the box in white could see it coming, and nobody said a thing. Consequently, he's hanging his stick, easy pickings.
Meanwhile, West in control now, given room by the defender Parker. Portsmouth going to come out a little bit here on the perimeter and challenge. Now deep behind the cage, the ball's on the turf. The defender is Nash Conklin, one of the better defenders in the state, and he ends up with the ground ball.
Yeah, Conklin, all-state caliber here, obviously, and that's a good look.
Green to the middle, shot and score. It's Gus Baker. The junior on the jump shot, able to beat the goaltender low, and we are tied at 1.
Well, it all started with that beautiful 30-to-30 outlet pass right there. And then Green, great looking feed inside. You love it when the pole gets a goal and an assist.
Yeah. A quick end-to-end action there, and you see the shot once again by Baker, able to beat St. Gelais. So 1-1, nearly 3 minutes in. Second win at face-off X here for Sam Biddle.
What I liked on that goal, Nick, was he changed planes on the jump and then he changed planes on the shot. So difficult for a goalie to read.
Here is Baker. Challenged in the corner. Going to draw out the defender, Graham Cunningham, the sophomore.
And Cunningham's a real good player.
Another change here. This is Gus Alati, senior attack for Portsmouth. He's going to take a trip behind the cage. Now 2 men behind the net for Portsmouth.
And Alati's a big kid.
There's a few big-bodied players on Portsmouth, 6'4", 6'5". Meanwhile, Alati ended up open near the cage, but tough angle there, misfires. It'll stay with the Clippers.
Yeah, sidearm shot right there. They tend to go off the top of the cross, and then when you have it like that release point, it can go wide pretty easily.
There's Sefferlin going to reset. One-on-one against Griffin Cunningham. It's a long shot, and it's wide. Again, it'll stay at this end.
And he had a great game the night we saw them play Winnicott.
Right.
Big number 77.
That was opening night.
Yeah.
And here we are, 6-7 weeks later? Hard to believe the end of the season is around the corner.
Same temperature, though. We're both wearing jackets.
Just under 60 degrees here early in the game. Baker trying to go middle. Shot, score.
Cannon shot.
Able to cock back and fire. 2 early goals for the junior Gus Baker. Portsmouth has their first lead now 2-1.
That was a good move. A little bit of a mini sweep. Here he gets it from the wing. Nice little jab step right there. Gets over the top side of his defender and releases it before anybody can slide up.
And
nicely done.
Had some heat, as you said.
Sure did.
Smoldering.
He got his guy to commit. Once he overcommitted, it's a game over right there for an accurate shooter like that. Beautiful.
Over the top of St. Gelais' helmet to make it 2-1. Clippers have a 2-1 advantage at face-off X. Betancourt trying to even that for Londonderry, but it's scooped up by Portsmouth. Max Deenan coming on the run, going to shoot low and score himself. Deenan, the freshman, keeps the run going for the home team. 3-1 Portsmouth.
Well, it's interesting. I talked with Coach Fisher about Deneen earlier today, and he said, yeah, we saw him have a lights-out game in that first week, but he hasn't been letting the game come to him. He wants him to play free and open style, and we saw it on full display right there. Nicely done.
9 seconds after Baker's second goal. Max Deneen, the freshman, goes down the alley. Betancourt trying to help his squad. Gets his second face-off win for the Lancers, and now Londonderry coming right to left. This is Cunningham. One of the bigger players for Londonderry, the midfielder.
Big guy. Coming up here is a guy I want to see get going is Owen Heward, number 7. Slippery player, accurate passer, and once they get the rock in his hands, he can. He's very, very smooth. He's got good dodging, but his accurate speed passing is going to set them loose.
He's been one of their better players on attack for the last couple of years. Still only a junior. Meanwhile, a big hit here up top. Hayden West able to keep his balance. Londonderry keeps the possession as we near the midway point first quarter. Campbell. Got the defender on a string here. Going to give it up.
Dodge, and redodge.
Londonderry's been patient so far.
And that's what they needed. They're down 4 or 5 guys, maybe 6, and they need their D to get a rest.
Here's Campbell. Changes direction, draws a slide, fires. That's saved by Craig. Craig out of the cage. Heward, a one-handed ground ball behind the net. Londonderry keeps it. First save for Craig. But a nice job by Heward to keep it at this end.
It was a nice save. High to high, though. A quick guy like him is going to read most of those shots.
Lancer scored in the opening minute. Portsmouth has responded with 3 straight. Londonderry trying to end that streak right here. West, shake and bake. Good defense by Parker. Pass knocked down.
Very good. Beautiful knockdown drill.
Conklin's got another ground ball. Here he comes on the move. The junior captain Thought about it, gets rid of it. Alati looks for a cutter. It's incomplete. Ball on the ground, and there's the long pole. Lowell Lees for Londonderry. Had the inside track but couldn't scoop it. It'll stay with Portsmouth.
And Lowell Lees was beat on that backside cut, but he kept active, and he disrupted that by getting to the glove or the butt end of that stick. You don't have to have a home run check to ruin a good-looking play, because that had possibilities.
So now Portsmouth looking to settle in here as we near 5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Portsmouth looking for their 4th straight goal. Londonderry's defense in a man here, still communicating as Portsmouth works the perimeter.
Yeah, they're in that open set. They're just trying to get rhythm.
Here's Baker. He's got 2 of the 3 for Portsmouth. Now a touch for Deneen, who has the 3rd. Deneen, big night, opening night in that 1-goal win over Winnicott. By the way, the Warriors have not lost since. Yeah. Everybody chasing Winnicott.
That's a good team. That should be a hold.
Deneen fires, his flags fly. We get a whistle, and the game's first penalty is on the way.
My guess is it's a hold. That'll be 30 seconds, unless yep, it is. I think that was on Lees.
Indeed, Lowell Lees, the senior long pole defender, going to head to the penalty box here.
Sometimes it just happens when things get all clogged up. A guy runs through a stick. That's also good IQ right there, is run through a stick when you got possession, and you'll draw a flag.
So an EMO here for Portsmouth, trying to build on a 3-1 lead. Sefferlin trying to plow his way to the cage, turns and fires. That one's sent back. I think it may have hit a defender. Across midfield it goes. We get a whistle.
Over and back.
And an over and back indeed is going to give this one to Londonderry. Although the officials are going to communicate here. And indeed we've got the call confirmed from our 2-man staff here, Kenny Witten and Tony Palmisano.
They just wanted the right starting point for the restart.
Meanwhile, Heward getting hacked at by Conklin. That's one of the funner matchups to watch tonight.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
And then fish back out for Hayden West. Well, again, Londonderry, they've been patient here, trying to make something happen off the substitution. West ends up with a long shot there.
It was a good-looking pull, though.
And a wide shot is the result. You're right idea there. Meanwhile, this one again ends up on the carpet. Going to ricochet back to midfield, and there's the touch-up and whistle.
I see you're over and back, and I raise you one.
Yep. Back-to-back turnovers. Meanwhile, Conklin, he's given room here. He wants a shot. That one tickles the nylon on the side of the net before flying out of bounds.
I mean, he's first team All New Hampshire last year, and they are totally comfortable with having him run some offense right there. He's got every tool in the box.
Here's Lottie. Fire that one on the run. About a foot wide. Stays again with the Clippers. Baker on the backup. Coming up on 3 minutes here, first quarter. Londonderry led early, 1-0. 3 in a row by Portsmouth. We're back to even strength here as Biddle tries to run the gauntlet. Gets stripped. Ball on the ground. Big pile up here in the high slot. And emerging, with the ground ball is the long pole, Win Shovlin, the junior, doing a good job there.
And great ride right there in response. And it's chewing up time. You got 20 seconds to get it up and over.
St. Gilles' long pass is overhead and taken away. Luke Brandt, the 6'5 defender, is going to pull the trigger. And Portsmouth, now riding a 4-goal streak, leads it 4-1.
Well, good recognition. He played the miss beautifully here. If we got that, we'll see this. Here, it's a miss pass. He gets a piece of it, but nice job holding firm, play the miss, and then recognizing that the goal is open and bombs away.
4-1, Portsmouth. Inside of 3 minutes here, first quarter. Timeout Londonderry as the Lancers look to talk it over. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Find out more at nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. by Beals Insurance, locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by Jewett Construction Planning, Architecture, Construction Management. Come join us to build something great. Of course, they just announced their trade scholarship program winner. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but find out more at JewettConstruction.com. Nick Anastas, Rich McDonough. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. It's presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Portsmouth right now on a bit of a roll. They've scored 4 straight and lead 4-1 over Londonderry.
Well, and they're out ground balling right now. Londonderry's making some unforced errors, and they capitalize right there. And we just saw that nice goal by Brandt playing that miss.
Conklin from the wing is going to get to the ground ball. Portsmouth has won 4 of 6 at X so far.
Yeah, huge. Possession, 9/10 of the law, more so in sports.
Looking to clear here on a long pass for Green. It's going to loose on the sideline. Big hit. Ball finally ruled out of bounds. And a little bit of a scuffle along the Lancer sideline as well.
Yeah, it gets a stick trap between your opponent's legs. It happens. You go down in a heap. And
saw the collision there. Austin Callahan, the sophomore for Londonderry, and Cortland Barr, one of the veterans for Portsmouth. Another big hit here. Trey Campbell trying to keep his balance, does so. Survives the storm, and Londonderry has it.
Classic gauntlet drill right there.
Looked like something you'd see in August. Coming up on 2 minutes here. Brody Campbell in control, back up top. Good catch and spin. This is Campbell. Closed out by Conklin, but pulls the trigger and scores low. That's a great play. Trey Campbell, the sophomore, ends a bit of a drought for Londonderry. Also stops the streak at 4 unanswered by Portsmouth. 4-2 Clippers here inside of 2 minutes first quarter.
That's a working-class goal right there. I mean, a dodge and a re-dodge, gets around the topside hip, and it's a long way off, but he got his hands high and free right here. Look at that. Nice little jump. Change planes, beat a good goalie.
So Campbell gets the first Londonderry score since the opening minute. And after an extended ground ball here, the Lancers get to it. Callahan, though, poked away, and there's Conklin again on the ground ball. However, his teammate not ready. Brandt took his eye off it. Lancers take advantage as Campbell gets to it off the bounce. Survives a couple of hits here up top from Biddle. And now looking to create some space. And we get a Ward here. Violation going to give it right back to Portsmouth. Baker on the run. This is Biddle, rather. Looks back door. Not quite able to pull off the one-timer was Chase Eberhardt. Back to Londonderry. And then this one on the ground. Gets away from Aiden Marshall. Marshall trying to recover. Conklin is there again. Final minute, first period. Little helter-skelter here. Clippers trying to settle in with the ball and a 4-2 lead.
And settle is the right word, Nick. Let's get settled down. You said it, frenetic and helter-skelter, whatever you want to call it. Just take some rhythm back into the break here. Get a couple of good looks at the goal, but probably want to eat up as much time as possible.
Sefferlin with it. And now Baker takes over along the far sideline. Near side for Parker as we hit 30 seconds to play first quarter.
And they should probably go around 15 to 18 seconds.
Here's Barr looking to make a swim move right now. Underhand shot denied. St. Gelais scoops it up after making the stop. And Londonderry's got 15 seconds to go the full field. St. Gelais out of the cage. Short pass taken by Stoll. Stoll puts on the burner, gets by 2 defenders, crosses midfield. Long pass for Heward is knocked away. Out of the cage comes Craig to scoop it up, and that will do it for the first quarter of action. Portsmouth looking good on their home turf so far. 4-2 Clippers after 1. Londonderry looks to respond when we come back. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18, and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the second quarter here on the Seacoast. Portsmouth with a 4-2 lead over Londonderry. Nick Anastas along with Rich McDonough in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. A win here at X for the Lancers, but another turnover gives it back to Portsmouth. We saw that, unfortunately, a few times in that first quarter. Now on the long pass, back on the ground. There's a body on the turf. Ball again out of bounds, and we have another change of possession.
Dropsies galore. That face-off win there evened things up. It was, I think it was 4-1 for a while for Portsmouth, and Londonderry's, they're battling back at the dot. Very important.
Nice job here on the clear. And Lancers look for a shot from the wing. Heward, first time he's been able to pull the trigger. Londonderry, though, not quite in position. Good hustle on the back end by Portsmouth senior captain Andy Brown to ensure the possession. Long pass, Sefferlin. Going to come full speed here to the near wing and now slow down, goal line extended. Being harassed by the long pole, Austin Callahan.
Yeah, that drives you nuts as a coach, and I coach forever. When nobody's in position and you launch a long bomb shot and it misses everything, it's basically a turnover.
Portsmouth scored 4 in a row in that first period. Londonderry scored the first and final goal of that first quarter, but Portsmouth in control for the most part through the first 12 minutes. Looking to extend that lead here back to 3, and they will.
Bomb.
One-on-one move for the sophomore, Miles Parker. He's going to light the lamp to make it 5-2.
That had some heat on it, Nick. You saw the same thing I did. Once he turned that corner, got by a hip, it was lights out.
A blazer from Parker, his first score tonight. As we get one more look at that one-on-one move.
Oh, yeah. Little left foot plant, goes right by, creates a little bit of space for himself.
Sneaks it just over the left shoulder of the Londonderry goaltender, St. Gelais. So 5-2 Portsmouth.
I think he was kind of surprised that he let it rip from there.
Easy win here for Biddle. Biddle down the middle. Biddle bombs away. That one a bouncer high and out of bounds. Backed up by Baker, who gets the quick restart from the corner. And then a little skip pass on the ground. Sefferlin trying
just
to stay
got to get out of there.
it.
Just got to get out. You can't mess around.
2 defenders in the area for Londonderry. Cunningham the ground ball, and the sophomore is over midfield. Good takeaway by the Lancers. Coming up on 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Now a foot race. Brody Campbell off the switch. Brown hacking at him. And then this one again, misplaced, intended for Trey Campbell. There we go. Barr, okay with that restart, is going to take advantage. A transition goal. Lancers frozen in place there for a moment after that whistle, and the veteran junior Cortland Barr takes advantage. 6-2 Portsmouth.
Yeah, I don't think the Londonderry bench was too keen about the restart right there. Over and back previously, they brought him back toward where the ball exited the offensive half. Not so this time.
Credit Barr for pushing the issue, though, right? You like that if you're Portsmouth.
Hey, you go until they tell you not to. Let's play the whistle.
See the bouncer. So 2 early goals here in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter. Portsmouth has built up their biggest lead, and a big hit here in front of us draws a couple of oohs and ahs from the crowd in the game's second penalty.
I feel like it's going to be on Deneen.
Get a look at
no, it wasn't. It was
at the contact there. Biddle, yep, just buried his counterpart at the face-off ex Eli Betancourt. So first Portsmouth penalty. It's going to give the Lancers the EMO opportunity, the extra man opportunity for the first time. We got two here.
So he's two guys are in the. Yes, I thought Deneen drew something.
Deneen is in there with Biddle.
So I saw a cross-check sign. I didn't see what they ruled on Biddle.
One more look. There's the initial hit from Biddle.
So that'll be
Betancourt goes down, and then didn't look like Deneen did much, but
he may have delay of game, which unsportsmanlike. Unfortunately, we don't have a penalty clock here. But being two-man down for any amount of time is significant. Huge opportunity.
See if Londonderry can cash in. Lancers scored the opening goal tonight in the first minute, Aiden Stoll. And also in the final 2 minutes of the end of the first quarter, Trey Campbell lit the lamp. Good passing here, and it ends up on the doorstep. Brody Campbell able to punch it home for the EMO goal. Good job by Londonderry, taking advantage there of the two-man EMO.
Assist by number 4, Austin Callahan.
Callahan the assist, and goal number 2 for Campbell.
And you said it, really, really nice passing right there.
Takes 24 seconds off the clock after the penalty. So we go back to midfield here. Biddle is back on the field for Portsmouth, tangling again with Betancourt, and it's called for a hold. Well, Lancers trying to ride a little bit of momentum here. We are, of course, back to even strength, close to 3 minutes gone by in this second quarter.
And they're starting to win. Most of the face-offs are the Lancers right now. Huge, huge. That should be moving pick right there, and it is. You've got to get your feet set like basketball, and you have to keep your stick, Nick, vertical, parallel to your body. You can't have it out like a windmill or a crisscross or something like that.
Got to be inside the shoulders, right?
Yeah, essentially. You could be on an angle from shoulder to hip, but it can't be outside your sphere or cylinder, if you will. You got offsides.
Meanwhile, Sefferlin continues here to challenge the Londonderry defense. On his way to the ground, fires a bouncer. St. Gelais with it. Never got a whistle there for offsides.
They had one trailing guy at midfield, and everybody was looking past him and at the attackman who went over, including yours truly.
Meanwhile, Wynn Shovlin able to take a hit and keep on ticking. The one-man clear, absorbed the check attempt, and then finally gets it off to his long pole teammate Austin Callahan. And again, the crowd not happy here.
Yeah, we got a flag down.
It's going to be against Portsmouth.
I think we got a hold. No, slash.
Slash against Sefferlin, I think. Or is it Brown? Either way, Portsmouth about to be shorthanded yet again.
Yeah, it's Brown. It's a question of who serves at the end of it.
So Andy Brown, the senior co-captain, one of their better players. Of course, he was also the Portsmouth quarterback on the football team back in the fall.
Yeah, good athlete.
All right. We saw one EMO goal a moment ago from Londonderry. Lancers looking for another, and they get it. Tough angle shot, Trey Campbell. Able to cock back and fire. And all of a sudden, Londonderry's got some momentum here. Two straight, both on the EMO, makes it 6-4.
Yeah, look at this. Right into their set very quickly, out to that wing, and boy, that was a hammer.
Second goal for Trey Campbell. We saw Brody Campbell cash in a moment ago.
And I tell you what, A.J. Craig was dipping down. I'm a goalie. You want to stay high, stay big, and he's squatting a bit right now. And then Betancourt is starting to really do a great job at the dot.
What do we got now? 7-5 Londonderry, I think. Meanwhile, another flag and another big hit.
Yep.
This game has turned physical here in the second quarter.
Cross-check on Sefferlin, yeah.
Meanwhile, Betancourt, a little banged up here on the Londonderry sideline.
Yeah, it was a
minus the helmet and holding the back of his neck. Hopefully the junior's okay. Going to stretch out the neck a little bit on the bench. Well, Betancourt's been right in the middle of this physical activity here.
Well, yeah, he's starting to own his matchups right there, and that's exactly what Jimmy Ward was discussing with me earlier. Really likes how he's playing.
So 2 EMO goals already in the quarter for Londonderry. Lancers seeking a third. It won't happen here. This one turned over.
Boy, the unforced errors so far in this game have been one of the sub-stories right here, in addition to the face-off dot.
4 minutes in, second quarter. Portsmouth looking for the clear shorthanded here. Craig hooks up with the big target. That's Luke Brandt at 6'5", the sophomore, showing off the footwork.
We got a TO.
And a timeout does come from the home sideline as Chad Vischer hoping to help out his young long pole. 6'4" Portsmouth, but Londonderry seemingly on the comeback trail here. Things tightening up as we approach the midway point second quarter.
Yeah, they're just starting to engineer their own momentum. And this is Coach Ward right there. It's like, okay, we're down a bunch of guys. Who's going to step up? As I said at the outset, you and I got to discuss it with the folks. Betancourt, the face-off dot is going to be a major battle. And, again, he's starting to own his space and his position and elevate the team. He's carrying the team with him. And when you have possession, you can own the clock, you own the rock, and you get shots galore. And I think that's a good timeout by Chad Vischer right there, one of the best in the business. And I think he's seen, we got 3 rapid-fire penalties right there. They kind of lost their team identity, their ethos. He's a master at getting them to refocus. Right now, it's just what he's doing.
Of course, both teams have played well as of late. Londonderry, 9-6 overall, tied right now for the 6th spot in the upcoming Division I tournament. Hoping to improve upon that over the course of next week, which is the final week of the regular season. And on the other side in Division II, a little bit of a deeper field. But Portsmouth once again right in the mix and could possibly end up as the 1 seed. Winnicott leading everybody at 12-1, Derryfield 12-2, Portsmouth 12-3 going into tonight's action.
Well, there's your creme de la creme right there. You know, Pat Snow and Chris Hetler for Winnicott and Derryfield respectively have loaded teams, and you know they're masters at coaching down the stretch.
Winnicott has won 12 in a row after losing on this field, on this channel, on opening night.
By only a goal, I believe.
6-5 the final. All right, Portsmouth still short-handed with Sefferlin in the penalty box. Coming out of the timeout, Biddle is given the green light, and he's running like a deer. Going to bring 2 defenders with him behind the cage, circle all the way back to the near side wing, come off a pick from Parker, and Parker was not quite set.
You get interference yet again, and that I can see Coach Vischer's hair turning gray from here.
Londonderry trying to take advantage in transition, pass knocked down in front of the cage, as was the intended target, Brody Campbell.
That was a nice little recognition by A.J. Craig. He came out, disrupted a pass, knowing that he is down a player, and he had to be a defender right there.
Still an EMO here for Londonderry. Campbell up top for Alston Callahan, and a big shot there from the near wing from the long pole.
Yeah, interesting.
Foot race, though, is won by Portsmouth, so we have a change of possession.
Yeah, Craig was so quick out of the backside of the crease right there. Nice job by him.
Nearly 5 minutes in, second quarter. Clippers at one point led 6-2. The last 2 goals have gone to Londonderry. Meanwhile, Craig, cat and mouse here. Goaltender on the move. Rainbow pass.
Beautiful.
It's home.
Great recognition.
Finds Luke Brandt. Brandt is jammed up on the release. Barr gets to the ground ball. Swings it up over to Baker now, near side. Back to the wing for the freshman Deneen. And Coach Vischer says, hold, hold, hold. Let's get back to even strength as we near the midway point second quarter.
Yeah, and Brandt, you know, he had a trailing defender, and he's righty, and he cocked it back with that righty. That's inviting a trail check right there, and they're fortunate they hung on to the ball.
Back to even strength. Portsmouth has the personnel now in place as Sefferlin takes over up top.
And they really need to play themselves back into rhythm here.
Sefferlin on the run, eye on the cage, instead goes behind the net with a pass, which is dropped but recovered by Barr. He's going to draw out the defender, Graham Cunningham, and Cunningham trips him up. No whistle, up top Biddle, an open shot there is wide. Sidearm release, ends up out of bounds, it'll stay with Portsmouth.
Oh, that thing had some smoke on it.
Seen quite a few high-velocity shots for both teams here in this first half. Parker forced to scramble, recovers. That's something to say to Nash Conklin, and then we get a flag. Shot, score. Little S-dodge there for Parker. His second goal of the game, second goal of the quarter, and Portsmouth is back in front 7-4.
It was an interesting sequence right there. Londonderry was just kind of stopped in their tracks, knowing that they had offsides right now, and they weren't ready. They were not defense ready. Everybody's standing still. So that'll wipe out that offsides, of course.
So Parker, see there, gets inside of Trey Campbell, and then a quick trigger moving to his right. His second goal tonight. Sophomore has looked good. Of course, he comes from a big lacrosse family. Biddle, face-off win, comes down the alley and then maybe changed his mind, finds the trailer, Nash Conklin. And a long bouncer ends up wide left.
It was good individual effort by Biddle right there, at a time when they need to get back into rhythm on the face-off dot right there with Betancourt just owning the last 10 minutes of play.
Meanwhile, Sefferlin shake and bake, sent back by St. Gelais. Goaltender slamming the door shut on that far pole. Ground ball goes to his team. Nice job by Wynn Shovlin. He's looked good here in the first half with a few ground balls. Trying to hook up laterally there with the freshman Mason Taylor. Taylor back up top for Griffin Cunningham. And now Trey Campbell is going to take over. Inside, 5 minutes to go in this first half. Portsmouth has led most of the way. Out in front here, 7-4. Taylor, though, jammed up. Ground ball goes to Green for Portsmouth.
That is another fantastic play by A.J. Craig. Being a defender, he has made 3 plays in a row from his goal mouth outside the crease. One was running down that ground ball, and then 2 disrupting passes and entries right there. Well done.
Meanwhile, in a full sprint is Chase Eberhardt. Short pass overhead hauled in by Sefferlin. Back over to Biddle, checks over his shoulder before finding Deneen. And around the horn it goes. 4 minutes to go first half. Clippers threatening to add another. They lead 7-4. Joining the party is Barr.
He'll go right to crease.
Biddle playing catch with Deneen on the far wing. Lancer seemingly okay with kind of hanging back here.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to keep the ball that far out, but you pass it. I said he's going right to crease, then there he is, Nick.
Yep, Barr. Flashes open, pass on time and on target. And Cortland Barr has his second goal. 2 straight for Portsmouth. The lead is 4 once again at 8-4.
Just, backside defense has to be on the gloves or the sticks. Even if you aren't top side of the, ball side of him, you at least got to get some sort of V, hold and be ready for that. And he was just wide open all by himself. That's a defensive miscue.
So back to X we go. This battle has been fun to watch. It seemed like Biddle got the early portion before Betancourt came back, and now this one is anybody's guess. It's going to roll near side out of bounds. And the officials say Portsmouth.
Yeah, just somebody whacked it with the backside of a cross, and it got some serious pace. Exited the field in a hurry. Doesn't have to be pretty, but it's a win.
Meanwhile, Portsmouth, after giving up 2 Londonderry EMO goals earlier in the quarter, have now strung together 2 straight and are threatening to do it again here. But this pass goes back to midfield, poked ahead, heady play by Biddle to keep it with Portsmouth. Coming up on the 3-minute mark here, second quarter. Shot again on the run and again wide there from Biddle. Foot race won by Sefferlin behind the cage. It'll stay with the home team. Inside of now 3 minutes to go until halftime. Coming up at halftime, stats, highlights, analysis, full recap, and a look at the out-of-town scoreboard on a busy Friday night as well. That's all coming up at halftime.
That was one of the more fortuitous knockdown ricochets, went right to Baker.
Baker with those quick hands. He scored twice in this first half for the Clippers. Deneen poked away. Good check there, and battling for Londonderry is Austin Callahan. Has help from his teammate who comes out of the fray and is now on the move. That's Griffin Cunningham. Pass near side, taken with room. Brody Campbell, Trey Campbell, backdoor. Can't find Taylor. We get a whistle. And what do we have here, Rich?
Possibly, I don't know.
It's going to stay with Londonderry, we know that.
Ref Witten was behind a player from my angle, and I just couldn't see what his hand signal was.
So Londonderry gets the benefit of the doubt. Taylor goes back to the wing for Heward, and around the horn we go with inside of 2 minutes to go in this first half.
Long possession coming up here, I feel, for Jimmy Ward's Lancers. They need to get back in rhythm, whereas they had wrested it from Portsmouth, and then Portsmouth returned the favor, as you pointed out, Nick.
Final 100 seconds, first half. Too early to think last shot here, Rich, or no?
Probably, but they're in a wide open set, which means, I used to call it rodeo, and now they'll get into some motion right here. Pick and pick away.
Yep. Trey Campbell testing the waters, but he's got one of the state's better defenders on his hip there. And
yeah, you don't want to mess
Conklin
with him.
who forces him to give it up. Now coming downhill is Hayden West. Draws half a slide there. Now he's in trouble. Double teamed, lost his balance. We get a whistle and a flag.
Yeah, and I think, unfortunately for the Lancers, they crowded the field and he brought a slide, and that brought a slash. So he basically brought a double to the ball. You don't want to do that. See, you see Stoll was crowding West, and that's where mistakes happen.
It's been a physical first half. Meanwhile, one of these two teams just called a timeout.
Yeah, I think it was Jimmy Ward.
So that'll be Londonderry's final timeout. Coach Vischer still with one in the back pocket for the final minute 7. Londonderry, they got the start they wanted. Scored in the opening minute. Portsmouth regrouped and then rattled off 4 straight. Held the lead most of that first quarter. Trey Campbell ended things on a high note, 4-2. Our score after 1. That lead grows to 6-2. Goals from Miles Parker and Cortland Barr. Londonderry takes advantage. After Portsmouth committed 3 straight penalties, they scored 2 EMO goals, Brody and Trey Campbell. But the last 2 have once again gone to Portsmouth with Parker and Barr lighting the lamp again. So 8-4, that is where we are here with now 67 seconds remaining until the break.
Yeah, it's been a night. Well, we always talk about it, Nick. It's a game of runs, just like basketball, puck sports, obviously. And it was their turn. Now Londonderry's just got to clap back, and they've got an EMO right here, extra man opportunity.
That's the 4th Portsmouth penalty of this first half. This one in the middle, but getting knocked down on the shot was Londonderry's Aiden Stoll. Bounces right to the goaltender, and then Craig looking on a long pass, hooks up with Conklin at midfield. Now Biddle has a bouncer from straight away. May have been deflected, maybe not. Either way, out of bounds back to Portsmouth.
And Coach Vischer wants to run some clock here.
Yeah, still got 45 seconds.
And he's still man down.
He's going to pull his guy out. It's the freshman Max Deneen. Miles Parker still in the penalty box, to your point. 30 seconds to go. Lancers with an extra defender trying to chase the speedy freshman, but Deneen not to be caught here. Looking for real estate on the far side, draws the long pole defender Lowell Lees.
Well, he's been working with Zach Amend for years, and you saw a little bit of flashback to his power and speed game right there.
Zach Amend, of course, the All-State standout a few years back for Portsmouth.
Phenomenal player. And
Final seconds, ball on the ground, and that will do it. A good first half for the home team. The defending Division II champion Portsmouth Clippers. They lead Division I Londonderry by a score of 8-4 at the break. And Rich, as you noted, both teams really with a lot to talk about perhaps at halftime.
Tons. I think Portsmouth, Coach Jimmy Ward is happy with his effort, particularly at the face-off dot. I think Coach Vischer is going to be looking at that going, in spite of the 2 goals, they were out of rhythm for the last 7-8 minutes of play time. Both guys will right the ship.
All right, coming up, we will take a look back at that first half. Stats, highlights, analysis, full recap, and a busy scoreboard to get to as well on a Friday night late in the regular season. All that and more next. 8-4, our score at the break. Portsmouth leading Londonderry. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The Tomahawks prepare players to compete at the highest level, providing access to the best regional and national tournaments for maximum exposure. More than 1,000 alumni have gone on to compete at the collegiate level, including the ACC, Big Ten, Big East, Ivy, Patriot, NESCAC, NE10, and more. At the New Hampshire Tomahawks, players train with the same coaches and teammates, building elite skill, chemistry, leadership, and confidence. Every session combines high-level, position-specific instruction for all positions. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18 and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18 and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Halftime here on the Seacoast, Portsmouth leading Londonderry by a score of 8-4 in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Nick Anastas, Rich McDonough. Londonderry, winners of 4 straight, looking for their 10th victory this season. They got off on a good start. A goal from Aiden Stoll put the Lancers in front 1-0 in the game's opening minute. And then Portsmouth went on a run, 4 straight. Gus Baker, Max Deneen, and Luke Brandt made it 4-1. Londonderry called a timeout, then got back to business. Trey Campbell lit the lamp inside of 2 minutes, and we had a 4-2 game after the first quarter. Portsmouth kept coming. Miles Parker, Cortland Barr in that order, made it 6-2. Londonderry responded with 2 EMO goals, less than a minute apart. Brody Campbell, Trey Campbell, giving Londonderry some hope, but Portsmouth ending things on a high note, keeping Londonderry off the board for the final 8+ minutes and adding 2 more goals, a second from Parker and a second from Barr. So here we are, 8-4. Portsmouth seeking their 13th win of the season and their 3rd straight.
Yeah, it was back and forth. I think at times both teams kind of lost their identities, but they responded. And it's good coaching. It's good ownership of your own playmaking ability. And the stats, real close at halftime show it. It's just that last push by Portsmouth, I think, was getting them back into rhythm.
And, of course, all eyes are on the joinonelove.org and that cause that is close to Portsmouth head coach Chad Vischer's heart. Rich, tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, it's named after Yardley Love, who tragically lost in an abusive relationship years ago. I was living in Maryland back at the time, and she was Virginia. And what I admire and respect about Coach Vischer and the people who run these foundations, I'm big in Morgan's Message as well, and we can talk about that tomorrow. It's a Morgan's Message game with Zavarian and BG. But they've taken a family's deepest pain and generated positivity and a lot of love in the process, and I can't doff my cap deeply enough. It's just a well thought out thing, and they've got young people all over the country getting involved. I love it.
Again, the website, joinonelove.org, joinonelove.org. Other scores on a busy Friday. Start in Division 1, where Dover, with a punishing win over Merrimack, 12-2, the final there. Dover trying to climb up the standings. They came in tied tonight with Londonderry. And we had another cross-divisional game as well. Timberlane ekes out a 1-goal win over Division 1 Nashua North, 14-13. St. Thomas put up 24 tonight.
Wow. In
a win over Spalding, 24-10. And we had a close battle between Oyster River and Hanover, with the Bobcats winning 9-7. Third quarter underway. We are under the lights now. Sunset here. Temperature at 57 degrees to start this second half. It's still pretty windy at Dobney Field. Lancers force a ground ball. Sefferlin goes flying, and we get a whistle. We had a very physical first half. As we mentioned, Portsmouth was whistled for 4 penalties. That led to 2 Londonderry EMO goals.
Yeah, that was part of, the wheels coming off the bus at times and losing your identity, which I think has been a theme here. But good-looking face-off to start, hard-hustling ground ball, and a good look at the goal.
And a foot race won here on the near side by Miles Parker. Parker, the sophomore, his older sister was a heck of a player. Went on to play at Syracuse.
Oh, yeah. I've called a number of her games.
And he has picked up the torch here this season. 2 goals in the first half for the youngster.
No lack of good DNA in there.
Speaking of 2 goals, Gus Baker scored the first 2 for Portsmouth. He's forced to give it up back to Sefferlin. Sefferlin a one-on-one here with Griffin Cunningham, trying to shake off the pesky defender. Sophomore stays with him, forces a pass. Back up top, here's Parker. Step down and a save for St. Gelais.
There weren't a whole lot of saves in that first half. It was 3-2 for Londonderry, but that was a nice-looking save. It was a long, hot shot right there, but he read it really well.
Lancers on the back end get the clear. Brody Campbell, foot race to the cage, reverses direction, trying to shed the defender Brown. And now taken over by the long pole sophomore Austin Callahan. Strong class of 2028 really for both teams as the sophomores have stood tall here tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt. Nice looking pass right there.
That ends up with the freshman who ends up on the ground, and we've got a penalty against Portsmouth.
Yeah, Mason Taylor, good catch and good IQ. He recognized what was happening. He exited the spot where he caught the ball, and he drew a check from behind.
The officials have been busy.
Very.
Two-man crew, Kenny Witten, Tony Palmisano. Second penalty taken by the sophomore defender Luke Brandt. And the fifth by his team tonight. Lancers scored 2 EMO goals in the first half. They go up top. Heward shot wide. Backed up by Brody Campbell. It'll stay here.
Boy, and that had some cayenne pepper on that one. That was rolling.
Nearly 2 minutes in, third quarter. Left unguarded is Brody Campbell. Finds Trey Campbell on the near wing. He's given room. He's thinking about it. He wants it, and he's got it.
Boom.
Shot and score. Hat trick for Trey Campbell. Third EMO goal for Londonderry. They're back within 3 at 8-5.
On the goal, 7:57 of the third quarter.
See there, the step down, and then
just blazing by
right.
Craig right there. Just so much heat, and he stepped in, little mini hop right there, and that low release, that is a beautiful, beautiful shot. Very hard as a goalie to read that and get your blade down in time.
So 8-5. We had a pretty good battle in the first half at the face-off X, 7-7 through 2 quarters. This one on the ground and scooped up by Londonderry. Pass, though, over the head of the intended target, Heward, and turned back over.
And I could hear the collective gasp from the Londonderry folks as the another unforced error occurred after that good face-off win. Nice check.
Yeah. Heward able to poke it away. Taylor on the run scoops it up. Londonderry's got it. Here comes DeGeorge. DeGeorge step down shot and score. Beats Craig on the near side pole. First goal for J.J. DeGeorge, one of the seniors for Londonderry. 8-6 is now the Portsmouth lead.
Took 21 seconds between goals. But it started with a really nice check by Heward.
It's got the Lancer bench fired up. You can hear them.
As it should. And that's what I meant by playing yourself back into the game. You know, take command of your matchups. And Owen Heward with that nice ride. And we could hear that carbon fiber ringing out all the way from here quite clearly.
Yep. The ride produces the turnover. And DeGeorge cashes in. Somebody moved early. It's against Londonderry. It's a win for Portsmouth, Sam Biddle.
The one thing I'm going to be watching, Nick, is Graham Cunningham. Whoa.
Back check, big hit. Biddle goes down. We have another flag.
Boy, it is getting chippy out there.
That's a hard landing by the junior, Sam Biddle. He's okay, but boy, oh boy, it continues to be physical here tonight. Got a minute penalty against Londonderry sophomore Griffin Cunningham. Second penalty tonight against the Lancers. Second EMO chance for Portsmouth. Their first came back in the first quarter. 2.5 gone by, third quarter. Clippers lead 8-6. Looking for their first goal since halftime.
And watch Graham Cunningham. I was about to mention it. Bang, here comes a big shot. Pipe.
Sefferlin ricocheted, near side, ball scooped up by Parker.
Cunningham had to have his ankle taped at halftime.
Spin move, Sefferlin fires high. Nice drop step there by the sophomore.
Yeah, and then the corkscrew.
Lancer still shorthanded. Another shot and score. It's the freshman Max Deneen. Second goal for the youngster. Had room there from the wing and finds the proper placement. 9-6 Clippers.
But look at the fake pass. Initial, that kept his man inside and gave him all the space he needed. So Lowell Lees was not able to react and close the gap right there because he was concerned about a pass that never came.
Special teams playing a big part tonight for both teams. That's a Portsmouth EMO goal. We saw 2, as we mentioned. No, 3 from Londonderry, 2 in the first half. So Deneen has scored twice. Portsmouth up 3, 9-6 with 3 minutes gone in this third quarter.
And they're pulling the face-off dot right there with Callahan. Interesting.
First time we have not seen Eli Betancourt at X tonight for Londonderry. This is going to work in Portsmouth's favor. 10th win at the X for the Clippers. Meanwhile, Callahan in a duel here with Sefferlin as the ball rolls out of bounds. It's Lancer possession.
That was excellent hard work indeed, but unfortunate stick positioning by Sefferlin right there. And just get out of dodge right now. Just get out. Oh, nice move. Head fake.
After the catch, pass goes behind the cage for Taylor. The freshman is closed out quickly by the big defender, Green. Heward takes over, scoots it to his right. Now Trey Campbell, who's led Londonderry tonight with 3 goals, trying to operate one-on-one. Goes back to the right, finds the spacing. Shot there, though, whizzes high and is out of play.
Boy, his dodge-redodge game is pretty darn good, and that jab step fakes most guys out of their socks.
Footwork has been impressive.
Yeah.
Well, Brody Campbell has played well. The defender, by the way, is Sam Dunnigan, the junior. Dunnigan trying to stay with him. Campbell going to bring him behind the cage. Now Brody, shake and bake. Attacking the net, looks for a cutter, goes across the zone to Taylor, who finds it through the 5-hole. The freshman Mason Taylor hung in there pretty well, gets a goal for his efforts, and it's 9-7 Portsmouth.
That was an exceptional recognition. Watch Taylor creep. Everybody's looking the other way. He gets right to the green, and you go all the way from slot to slot. Beautiful pass, nice pickup, and then a quick release.
See the pass there over the top, and then great placement. Looked like low to low for the youngster. So Mason Taylor, the freshman, lights the lamp to make it 9-7. 4 minutes now gone by third quarter. Ground ball again. Somebody went flying. That may have been Conklin. Whistle. And this one is given to Portsmouth.
But no quit right there with Londonderry. They stayed in it. It's still anybody's ball. Recognize that you can get this, get it out of their sticks, get it to ground if you have to, and get the ball. Just went the wrong way on a push.
Now the clear attempt. Bounce pass along the sidelines gets through. Brown has it. And the Clippers look to get their personnel in place. 2-goal lead for Portsmouth. Londonderry hanging around. They trailed by as many as 4. That was the halftime deficit.
I'm impressed with the way Londonderry's punched back here tonight, Nick.
Yeah. And again, both teams shorthanded.
Great check by Shovlin right there.
Scooped up by Barr. Barr trying to get inside, goes to the cage. Bouncer, though, is off target.
And he was in the crease, I think.
Yep. Good eye, Rich.
Yeah, once in a while.
This one turned back over to Londonderry.
The LASIK surgery is still holding firm 20 years later, Nick.
5 minutes gone by, third quarter. Now Londonderry trying to work the length of the field. They'll employ the goaltender to help out. St. Gelais jogs out of the cage, flings one to the middle. Long pole is Graham Cunningham, and there's the clear. Or did I speak too soon? I did.
Yeah,
Ball
Brown
on the ground.
with a great check.
Ball's on the ground. Brown is in the mix for Portsmouth. That one's still up for grabs, and then Brown finally swims away with it. Hooks up with Deneen. Deneen finds Conklin. Conklin finds Barr. Barr juggles the catch. It's poked away. St. Gelais once again on the run, scoops it up.
Yeah,
another rainbow pass down the length of the field. This time it's Green on the other end for Portsmouth.
Fortunate to get it back. Barr took his eyes off the ball, as I think he knew he had a dunk if he looked it in, but he didn't look it in.
Now Deneen finds Conklin. Conklin thought about it. Near side Biddle. Biddle does want it. Bouncer is wide left.
Love that bounce shot. Change in planes, make the goalie, force the goalie to make 2 reads in the same sequence.
Midway through third quarter. Portsmouth still out in front 9-7. Clippers going to slow things down to a grind here as Biddle looks for a running start. The defender is Wynn Shovlin. Shot wide left.
Nice little staggered 2-2-2 out of the gate right there, and then flexing into the 1-3. It just keeps Londonderry guessing.
Deneen. Pass knocked down. DeGeorge in the mix for Londonderry, but it's Portsmouth who gets to it as Sefferlin scoops. Now Sefferlin finds Biddle. Shot and score. Took the hit on the release, didn't matter. Sneaks it in the left pole. And it's the face-off guy who gets the goal, the midfielder, Sam Biddle. The assist goes to Sefferlin, and Portsmouth has rebuilt a 3-goal lead at 10-7.
Beautiful head fake, and then a look away, and a catch read before the slide got all the way home. Nice job by that duo right there. See him just look him inside, and he steps into the green that's created by that head fake.
Yeah.
And nice job.
High IQ play, right?
I think so. And I just saw Pat Snow from the aforementioned Winnicott Warriors.
Right.
He's out here.
He's incognito.
He is
with a red shirt.
He's never incognito.
He's got Winnicott playing well. They're in first place
and
in
he's
D2.
coming over. Brother Pat
12-1.
Snow, we love him.
They have not lost. The Warriors have not lost since the opening night defeat here at Portsmouth. Clippers, of course, along with Derryfield, also with 12 wins, right in the mix. Home team looking for win number 13 tonight. They've got a 10-7 lead. We're inside of 5 minutes, third quarter. And again, the skies continue to darken here on the seacoast, playing under the lights.
That was a nice turn and wheel and rip with the lefty.
And Brody Campbell didn't quite have full speed, though, on that shot. It ends up with Portsmouth. Good hustle by Brown behind the cage. Now Craig will leave the cage as the goaltender has the ball.
And the IQ by Brown to just use his body as a screen and let that ball trickle out. He's going to Hamilton, Nescac.
Right.
You got to have IQ for that.
Nice floating pass. Deneen now, full speed. The freshman denied. St. Gelais, another save.
That was his best save of the night, and there have been precious few tonight.
A handful of stops now for the junior.
Yeah, he's got 5.
We move towards 4 minutes. Heward going to scoop in the corner and slow things down for the Lancers. Londonderry has trailed most of the way. They actually led 1-0, scoring in the first minute of the game, but Portsmouth led 4-2 after one, 8-4 at the break. And the Clipper lead is now 10-7. This bounce pass gets away from Trey Campbell. Good pressure by Conklin. They converge on the sideline. 2 Lancers end up on the ground, and Portsmouth ends up with the ball.
Yeah, the Calliope fell to the ground, as Springsteen wrote years ago.
It's been a physical game.
I don't know whether it's the cool damp tonight, but the pockets aren't they look like they're not responding real well tonight. Consequently, we're seeing a lot of balls go down low and miss trajectories.
The ball has been hard to catch. 57 degrees and dropping. And a constant wind here on the seacoast.
I'm not ordering ice cream right now. They were trying to hustle Portsmouth blankets earlier. Props.
Yeah, one of the better snack shacks statewide as well.
$25 a pop.
Meanwhile, back for Sefferlin. Had to scoop that down by the ankle. Clock at 3 minutes here, third quarter. Sefferlin tumbles down. Ball is out. And we've got Melee again in the high slot. Wins Shovlin. Another ground ball for him. He's been everywhere for Londonderry.
And there you go.
His
ball.
long pass, though, ends up out of bounds.
Yeah, Sefferlin's, we noted early in the beginning of the year when we saw him, smooth, shifty runner, but that time he's overcooking the grits. You can't do it all by yourself.
Another clear attempt for Portsmouth.
And the ref, kind of a pick right there.
Yeah, tried to get out of the way. Conklin receives it. I'm going to show you his footwork here, the long pole. Been the ground ball king tonight for Portsmouth. Meanwhile, behind the cage, Chase Eberhardt gets rid of it. Now back up top for Sefferlin. And he's going to slow it down to a walk here as we approach 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Is this the point of the game where if you're playing with the lead, you start to stretch the possessions, or still too early?
I think it's too early. I mean, it's only a 3-goal lead. Londonderry's shown that it can burst as well, and there's another drop ball. It went low, but you don't want to take yourself out of your own identity and out of your own rhythm, especially when you showed that you can just pop it in 3 times in a row as well. granted with some help from turnovers and an EMO.
Final 2 minutes, third quarter.
But here's where Londonderry get their running game going exactly on cue, and there's Cunningham.
Yeah, big-bodied sophomore dipped the shoulder there.
Give it to him.
Gets the clear. Lancers attack now, trying to get in place. Brody Campbell being hit by the big defender, Green.
Yeah, Green is ferocious out there, isn't he?
Just nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Going to give it back up top for West.
As they said in Monty Python, run away. Might have to put that on later.
I actually saw a few clips this week, now that you mention it, from that classic. Here's Heward, mowed down by Conklin, and we get a flag.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a hold.
This is going to be penalty number 6 against the home team tonight. 4 of those in the first half.
And Pat Snow agrees with the call right there. It's just too many opportunities to lift, and he just caught too much body on that one.
The officials have had a lot to watch tonight.
They've had a heck of a lot. It's so physical, and bodies flying, everything. You know, lots of stops and starts with the turnovers. And
meanwhile, special teams has produced for Londonderry 3 for 5 on the EMO. Looking to make it 4 of 6. Trying to cut into this Portsmouth lead. They trail 10-7, but this one is turned over. Good pressure up top there by Luke Brandt. May have forced that errant pass. Clippers take over shorthanded. Final minute 7 here, third quarter. Craig out of the cage. Looking. Gestures with his head, trying to direct traffic. Now
nice.
Sepperlin bounces off the Heward check and clears it himself.
Yeah, look at that stride. Then a little bit of a bull dodge right there.
Yep, and they're going to say pushed off with the offhand. He spikes the ball in disagreement, and the flag comes out.
I don't know whether that was a bench call or it was Sepperlin giving the ref some an earful right there.
Sepperlin in the box.
It's interesting.
Penalty number 7 against Portsmouth.
They've changed the bull dodge and warding rules years ago. You're supposed to be able to bull dodge with 2 hands on the stick.
So if you lift that offhand off the stick and trying to create separation, that's the violation.
Correct, but if you have both hands on the stick, it's not supposed to draw that call. It's an interesting, but you can ward with your helmet, so that was possibly the rule.
Little jab step here. Trey Campbell never had the opening, trying to find Brody Campbell, and swooping out of nowhere is the goaltender, Craig.
Boy, he's quick.
Long pass overhead. This one going to bounce along to the other goaltender. St. Gelais scoops it up on the sideline.
I don't see that very often.
Wild sequence here with 25 seconds to go, third quarter. Callahan off the bounce, gets the clear. Londonderry moving right to left. They trail 10-7. Callahan falls down, goes across the zone. Shot saved by Craig.
That was fantastic.
Able to make the stop to his left. Ball ricocheted out with 11 seconds remaining.
And Sepperlin still in the box with that unsportsmanlike.
Craig going to get it back. Portsmouth looking to kill the remaining seconds and bring us to the end of this third quarter. Portsmouth lead is 10-7. Is that enough? Or is the door still open for Londonderry? 12 minutes to go, fourth quarter on the other side. We find out next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18, and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
10-7 is the Portsmouth lead as we head to the fourth quarter here on the Seacoast. Nick Anastas, Rich McDonough. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Londonderry going to have to do it from behind on the road if they want to capture their fifth straight win. Portsmouth hoping to hang on to this lead for their 13th victory of the season and stay in that hot race atop the Division II standings. Londonderry, of course, their playoff ticket likely punched, but they've got a chance to improve their seeding with the final week of the regular season coming up next week. It's been a physical game tonight, 7 Portsmouth penalties. Londonderry scored 3 EMO goals to hang around, but still work to do for the Lancers. They're going to get a shot here, and a save is made in the cage once again by senior A.J. Craig. Starting to warm up here in the second half.
Yeah, he's had 2 dynamite saves in the last two shots by the Lancers right there. And, you know, they're going to need that down the stretch. But Portsmouth, they got to stay out of the box so they can hand them over. And there's a ground ball and a dropsy and a ground ball.
Great takeaway. It's Green. He's played well tonight. Reese Green, the junior. Going to shoot it himself. St. Gelais is going to make a chest-high stop.
That was a terrific read on that bounce.
Half a dozen saves for St. Gelais. Londonderry gets the clear, but Mason Taylor lost sight of it. Ball out of bounds and turned over to Portsmouth.
Another one with a high to low trajectory coming out of the stick, and again, we've been seeing it all night long. It's just not coming out proper tonight.
A lot of intended passes coming in below the ankle.
Yeah,
including on that one.
Turning everybody into a shortstop.
Meanwhile, Green analyzing, but can't hook up with Conklin. Ball up for grabs. Good hustle. It was Barr who was able to slap it along the sideline, kept it inbounds, and now we get a timeout. That's going to stop things. Sorry, Rich.
No, it's just probably a good timeout by Coach Fisher.
Yeah, going to ensure the possession.
Yep.
With a minute and a half gone by here in the fourth quarter. Our broadcast tonight, it's brought to you by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Find out more at nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. By Beals Insurance, locations now in Londonderry, Bedford, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. By MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by Jewett Construction. Come join us to build something great. Planning, architecture, and construction management. Find out more at jewettconstruction.com. Again, Nick Anastas, Rich McDonough. We've got a broadcast coming your way tomorrow, less than 24 hours. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be at the Stello Stadium in Nashua as Bishop Girton takes on Zavarian Brothers. That's a program well known in the New England region, and always a fun time when those two out-of-state combatants get together. Bishop Girton and Zavarian Brothers tomorrow, 1 o'clock live in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week.
New Hampshire taking on the
presented by
MIAA.
the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
Yeah, Zavarian's a little down this year. I think they're 6-11. The Hawks, good team, terrific coach, and we'll have a good one in front of us, Nick.
Meanwhile, still business to attend to here. Final 10 minutes and change. Portsmouth played with the lead most of the night. Londonderry scored first in the game's opening minute. Not long after that, though, Portsmouth rattled off 4 in a row. They led 4-2 after one, 8-4 at the half. And their 10-7 lead at the end of the third is still on the board here 2 minutes into the fourth. Here's Miles Parker. He scored twice tonight. He's forced to give it up.
It's good D by DeGeorge right there, the shorty.
Baker looking to backpedal. Now Miles, nowhere to go. Parker lost it.
He's up.
And we got a blatant offsides here. As Brody Campbell may have lost his balance at midfield. So this is going to stay with Portsmouth with 2.5 gone by in the fourth.
So what you do is you're offside, so just go offside and you play 7-on-6 until the delayed penalty is enforced.
Well, Sefferlin finds Baker. Baker's shot, swallowed up. St. Gelais ready for that one on the far pole. 7 stops now for the junior.
And they said it was loose ball.
3 minutes gone. St. Gelais out of the cage, helping out on the clear. Throws off the back foot. Nobody home in the middle. Sefferlin knocks it down, picks it up, and Portsmouth has it. Long pass. Baker denied. Wow. St. Gelais quick as a cat on that one.
That was a save of the night.
Both goaltenders seemingly have gotten better as the game has gone on.
Yeah, they're the only ones getting warm tonight.
Well, Biddle, that shot never quite got through. Backed up, though, behind the cage by his teammate, Cortland Barr. 3.5 gone, fourth quarter. So, let me pose this, Rich. If you're trailing by 3, as is Londonderry here, at what point do you really extend the defense and go after it?
Maybe 5 minutes. You don't want to open up the can of worms too early, and there you go, the speed dodge.
Yep. Baker had the room there, and he's got the hat trick. First goal either way here in the fourth quarter. Portsmouth's lead is back to 11-7.
Now you got to probably press out. The Portsmouth just answered that question, Nick.
Yeah.
Very timely. Let's go to Vegas with that prescience. My treat.
Nearly 4 minutes in. Baker had 2 goals in the first quarter. Gets his third here on a bouncer. So the Clippers match their largest lead from earlier. A 4-goal margin here at 11-7.
And Londonderry's got to start asserting itself at the face-off dot. Again, we got a violation. It's not
early start there by Austin Callahan, who took over for Eli Betancourt in that third quarter at the face-off X. Portsmouth will take it, looking to create some momentum here following the Baker goal a moment ago. They've already taken 4 minutes off this fourth quarter clock.
And they're going to be in no hurry to do that again. Their substitution, they're taking their sweet time. Unlike college lacrosse, there's no shot clock.
Right.
At least in New Hampshire, there are several states who have it. Hard to do because of the ref shortage.
Meanwhile, Sefferlin looks to get the step behind the cage. The defender is Lees. Pass up top for Biddle. Step down shot and another bullet. Sam Biddle shouldering the responsibilities at the face-off X tonight, and he's helped out on the attack. His second goal of the second half.
Well, look at the elevate, the dodge from X, and then a monster skip pass. I mean, that was in a 13-yard release right there, and that had some smoke on it.
Portsmouth has now extended the lead to 5 for the first time tonight, 12-7.
And it started with that violation on that face-off, which was unfortunate.
Big face-off here. Londonderry trying to turn the momentum around, but Biddle not going to allow that to happen. However, a back check pokes it loose. Nice job by Callahan staying with the play. And now this one goes back to Biddle. Biddle coming downhill. Biddle, shot, score, another. Sam Biddle, a man possessed on that play. Wins the face-off, gets the ground ball, and then gets another goal. He's got 3 here, all within the last several minutes, dating back to late in the third quarter. That's going to lead to a Londonderry timeout, as Coach Ward has seen enough. 13-7 is now the Clipper lead.
Well, you saw the up and down of polling the face-off dot right there. You see that Callahan is never out of it because he's got a 72-inch cross, and that's why he was checking and checking and checking. We saw the ground ball ensued. But once you swing that long pole to check again, you are automatically off your center of gravity, and Biddle sensed that. And did you see how quickly he escaped and went down the opposite slot? That's high IQ right there. So you live by the sword and die by the sword sometimes.
3 goals within 41 seconds by Portsmouth here in the fourth quarter. Baker, Biddle again. Sam Biddle now with a hat trick. And he's given he's given Portsmouth the advantage at the face-off X tonight as well. So Sam Biddle certainly having one of his better games. Portsmouth, meanwhile, right in the hunt. Once again in Division 2. They are the defending champions. Came in tonight with a 12-3 record, trailing only Winnicott, who was 12-1, and Derryfield, who was 12-2. So if Portsmouth can hang on tonight, they would earn their 13th victory and still have a chance, potentially, to earn the number 1 seed in the upcoming Division 2 tournament.
Yeah, and it's all about rating. You can have the same record, but if you have good wins versus playoff teams, that's how they assess it. Certainly getting a Division 1 win, a win versus Division 1, that expands your rating. So this is important for the Clips.
Meanwhile, Londonderry came in tonight having won 4 in a row, 5 of their last 6. But are going to have to turn it around quickly here. Trailing by 6 for the first time tonight. 7:22 left up on this fourth quarter clock. Ball out. Biddle scoops it in his end.
Smart.
Hooks up with his goaltender.
You can go both directions here. You got to tell the young kids, you guys don't have to turn and go. You can give it to your goalie.
Got an advantage here, but a blocked shot.
That was a pretty good eat.
Trying to get the number.
It was Graham Cunningham. And he's hobbling on that ankle. Remember I said he had his ankle taped halftime? He's now pulling up lame.
Still on the field, but the sophomore trying to walk it off on the far end. Meanwhile, we have another turnover. That Clipper Ride has done a good job, all in all.
They're very aggressive.
And they have stayed with it. They force a turnover in their own end here. And they get, again, an assist from A.J. Craig out of the net. Conklin, long pass to the middle. Barr has it. Surveying his options, he's going to decide to bring the defender with him behind the cage. Now Barr around the other side. Repelled. Shot ends up in the cage. It's a goal for Portsmouth. The third tonight for Cortland Barr. The home sideline celebrates. 4 unanswered. Has pushed their lead up to 14-7.
And watch, he goes all the way around, goes through X, gets his guy to lunge, and once you lunge, you're dead. And here he goes, elevates north of goal line extended, gets a release point low below the knee. And see, watch the lunge, lunge, lunge. He's off his center of gravity. Now he's got himself a clear yard and a clear goal. Low release point, impossible for goalies to stop.
So Cortland Barr gets his third goal tonight, a couple of hat tricks, joining his teammate Sam Biddle. How about this, Rich? 4 goals in the last 101 seconds.
That's good
Portsmouth.
math, Nick. Not only are we going to Vegas, we're going to come home loaded.
Meanwhile, another face-off win for Portsmouth. Green helping out this time.
I was better at math when I was bartending 1,000 years ago.
Now Sefferlin, along with Baker behind the cage. Spin move by Sefferlin. Picked up on the far wing by Callahan, the defender. But Portsmouth in no hurry as we hit the midway point fourth quarter, a 14-7 lead on the board.
And they're in their Monty Python O right now. They're just running away. Run away.
Right. Meanwhile, this is Josh Cole on the field, I believe, for the first time. The senior getting some action here.
Yeah, you like to see it. Get some meaningful reps down the stretch.
As we talked about at the top of the show, Rich, both teams a little shorthanded tonight. Portsmouth hoping to get healthier, get one of their stars in time for the tournament. Londonderry just hoping to fight off a bad stomach bug that has kept 3 or 4 of their guys out tonight.
Yeah, Henry Purcell's been hurt all season long. Yeah, it was an unfortunate pass. Scoots out of bounds, but they're optimistic. He's got non-contact drills, getting back into lacrosse rhythm, and they're hopefully get that all-state player back in the mix for tournament time.
Hoping to salvage at least some of his junior season. Meanwhile, Londonderry finally gets the ball back. However, fighting now a two-front war, the Clippers and the clock inside of 5 minutes. This is Stoll. Way back when he scored the game's opening goal in the first minute.
Yeah, it seems like 1,000 years ago now.
Mason Taylor, freshman. And this one on the ground, but kept inbounds by Londonderry. West up top. His stick betrays him. Ball is out. We've got a pig pile. Nice job by Stoll there. Stabbed that one. Finds Campbell, but Campbell never quite reeled it in. And Portsmouth ends up with it. Another ground ball in the slot. Sam Dunnigan. Nice pass.
Nice handle.
Yep. Biddle showing off the skills. Hooks up with Deneen. Conklin, backdoor. Sefferlin sweeping shot. Sent back. I think that was a save for St.
I think it was. Yeah, it was nice. He got that blade down really quickly. Not this time.
Second attempt ends up in the back of the cage. Sefferlin stays with it and gets the reward. Hard to believe, but that's his first score tonight.
That is hard to believe.
Been working hard. He's had the ball in his stick a lot. But you see there, just determined. Shakes off the defender, then leaves his feet on the shot for goal number 1. 15-7, 5. No, yes, 5 unanswered. No. How many in a row?
6.
Yeah, you're right. 6 total.
Going back 5, to the end of the third, yeah.
5 in this quarter, and Biddle had the final goal of the third quarter. So 6 unanswered here as Portsmouth begins to put this one away with 4 minutes to go.
Well, and you said it there. He's been involved in so many goals. I mean, he had assists in addition to, that he finally got his time in the sun.
Biddle continuing to chip away at X as well. He's starting to carve out an advantage. That has helped to fuel this run here in the fourth quarter. This has been
his quarter, really. I mean, he has asserted himself mightily to put his boys in the driver's seat.
It was 10-7, now 15-7. Portsmouth has got it. Well, Coach Chad Vischer. Remember, he had Portsmouth in the championship round for a few years, came up short. And then coming out of the COVID-19 situation, it seemed like the tables turned a bit as they got the better of whether it was Derryfield or Londonderry or Winnicott or Timberlane in the playoffs. They have won all in all 4 of the last 5, but as we get a timeout here, Coach Vischer just says, hey, the goal's pretty simple. Just get to the final 4.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
That's his goal every year. And you and I got to talk about it. I was coaching at HB. I had a lot of one-goal games up on top and of Portsmouth a couple times. Got the bitter end of it a couple times. But his mission is to be in the Final 4 and take a shot. And it's going to be interesting because they got to elevate to D1 next year.
Right.
And
we've got a whole big landscape shakeup
with the line changes
on the horizon next year, but that's maybe a different conversation for a different broadcast. But this year,
maybe tomorrow,
once again, Portsmouth is back in the mix. You mentioned Coach Snow was in the crowd here tonight.
Yeah, just said goodbye to us.
For Winnicott, the head coach of the Winnicott Warriors. They are at the top of the list at 12-1, and then Derryfield quietly continuing to get it done, 12-2. So those 3 are kind of, I guess, the unofficial favorites, but it's a crowded field in Division 2. Oyster River, we may or may not, wink, wink, see them next week. St. Thomas, they got a win tonight.
STA is
Kingswood,
good.
right? They've surprised some folks. Goffstown, Timberlane, traditional programs. Hanover, then your former crew, Hollis Brookline. That's the 10-team field as of now.
And HB holds the tiebreak over Sauhegan with a 1-goal win, I think 9-8 in the first third of the season.
Right. Either way, fun stuff coming up in the month of June. And, of course, our coverage does not stop there. We'll have D1 boys, D2 boys, also D1 girls, quarterfinal, semifinal, and championship coverage. So
looking forward to it, Nick.
We are
busy.
We are busy, for sure, over the final 2 weeks of the season, the first 2 weeks of June. And, of course, next week we've got a pair of broadcasts to tell you about. But the next time we're on the air, tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock, is BG host Zavarian Brothers at 1 o'clock from Stello Stadium. That's tomorrow. special Saturday edition of our Game of the Week presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Meanwhile, Portsmouth kind of rocking the cradle at this point, trying to put the baby to bed. We get a wild shot from up top.
That one almost went through the uprights.
Bruno Pincharo, the junior, getting some time, as is Caden Callahan, his classmate for Portsmouth.
Pavlis is out there. He's near side, number 17. He's got the ball now.
So Coach Vischer getting some reserves in here with the outcome pretty much secured at this point as we close in on the final 100 seconds. Big fourth quarter tonight for the Clippers as they slam the door shut. 5 unanswered in the fourth quarter.
Did not see that coming as hard as Londonderry was playing.
A shot here into the stop low. St. Gelais, he's held his own tonight, Rich.
He has.
10 saves, unofficially, of course, for Londonderry. He's out of the cage here, the junior, trying to direct traffic on the clear.
Ooh.
Dangerous stuff near the goal, but Griffin Cunningham keeps it out.
I tell you, Eberhardt leaped to get a piece of that and knock it down. It almost deflected into the cage. And
Good
new
effort.
goalie in for Portsmouth. And this time of year, you have interesting numbers. He's not even on the roster, number 7. And
Final
you get a
minute,
flag.
Final minute here, fourth quarter. What's been a penalty-filled night. Do we have a flag?
Yeah, it's offside on Portsmouth. So,
Okay,
again, as
yeah.
I said, if you're offside and the flag flies, just go down and play D until they whistle it down.
Tough shot here. Bouncer, unexpected. Out of the stick of Trey Campbell. Boy, the sophomores had a good game for Londonderry. That's going to end the Portsmouth run at 6 unanswered. And Trey Campbell gets his 4th goal of the game. He scored in every quarter.
And he's got that beautiful jump shot down pat.
Yeah. That was through a crowd, too. Very nice.
Nice pull feed again right there by Callahan. Too little, too late, though.
Comes with just 35 seconds to go. Reminder, after the game, stats, highlights, analysis, full recap. Out-of-town scoreboard, and a preview of tomorrow's broadcast between Bishop Girton and the Zavarian brothers. That's all on the way during our post-game coverage. Ground ball goes to Londonderry. Callahan shoots up top and scores. That's Austin Callahan. He's played well tonight. He's done everything coach has asked, including take a few draws. He's going to get a goal for his efforts, goes top shelf to make it now 15-9.
You know, I was talking to Coach Vischer today. We're old friends and not foes, even though we're adversaries. But he said his team's got no quit button. I'd say the same of Londonderry.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough when a team goes on a run on its home field and you're banged up, but you know, I like the response. It carries over into the film room.
2 goals, 10 seconds apart for Londonderry here late in this fourth quarter. Another Portsmouth win, though, at X. Should do it as the Clippers look to run out the final few seconds. It's going to be the 3rd straight win for Portsmouth, their 13th of the season, as they improved to 13-3 overall, 12-2 against in-state competition. Londonderry is going to see their 4-game win streak come to an end as they drop now to 9-7 overall. Hard-fought game. 15-9 is the final. Post-game on the other side. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The Tomahawks prepare players to compete at the highest level, providing access to the best regional and national tournaments for maximum exposure. More than 1,000 alumni have gone on to compete at the collegiate level, including the ACC, Big Ten, Big East, Ivy, Patriot, NESCAC, NE10, and more. At the New Hampshire Tomahawks, players train with the same coaches and teammates, building elite skill, chemistry, leadership, and confidence. Every session combines high-level, position-specific instruction for all positions. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18 with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18, spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Big win for Portsmouth tonight. Big fourth quarter, fueling that win. 15-9 the final. Clippers earned their 13th victory, improved to 13-3, and are right in the thick in the D2 playoff race. Nick Anastas, Rich McDonough. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. It's presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Londonderry had won 4 straight as they look to improve their playoff positioning in Division I. Got off to a good start under head coach Jimmy Ward. Aiden Stoll, the senior, scored in the opening minute for Londonderry. 1-0 Lancers at that point. Then Portsmouth rattles off 4 straight. 2 by Gus Baker, 1 by the freshman Max Deneen. And then Luke Brandt, the sophomore, 4-1. Londonderry calls timeout. They regroup. They get a goal at the tail end of the first quarter from Trey Campbell, who had a big night tonight. Sophomore for the Lancers brought his club within 2. 4-2 our score after 1 quarter. Portsmouth continuing to push. Miles Parker, Cortland Barr, both in the first 2 minutes and change, make it 6-2. Then the penalty bug bit Portsmouth, bit them hard. 3 straight at one point, leading to 2 EMO goals for Londonderry, giving the Lancers a chance to get back in the game. Brody Campbell's first, Trey Campbell's second. Made it 6-4 about midway through that second quarter. Portsmouth ends on a high note. Goals from Parker and Barr again. 8-4 our score at halftime. Seesaw in the third quarter. Another EMO goal for Londonderry. 7 total penalties tonight against Portsmouth. Trey Campbell gets the hat trick on the EMO. 8-5 at that point. And then just a few seconds later, J.J. DeGeorge made it 8-6. Portsmouth responds with a second goal from the freshman Deneen, 9-6. That was an EMO goal for Portsmouth. 2 penalties tonight against Londonderry. Lancer freshman Mason Taylor has a big answer late in the third. 9-7 at that point, but that is as close as Londonderry would get. Sam Biddle, who, by the way, was the man tonight at the face-off X. He ends up with 3 goals. His first comes late in the third to make it 10-7. That's our score going into the fourth quarter. And then bang, 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 bang. Baker, Biddle, Barr. In that order, Trevor Sifferlin makes it 15-7 with just over 4 minutes to go. But Londonderry, they don't quit. They fight hard, and they get 2 goals in the final minute. Trey Campbell gets his fourth goal tonight. Austin Callahan, 15-9, ends up being the final. The Lancers, they slip to 9-7 overall.
Sam Biddle in the fourth.
Yeah.
Changed the changed the face of the game, really did, at the face. But, he wasn't MIA, but he wasn't doing Sam Biddle things. And when he turned on the Jets right there, Portsmouth was in command. And it just shows you what having possession does for teams. One, obviously you can't score without the rock, but two, it changes your psyche.
Yeah.
And really, I think that elevates the entire team exiting the regular season and into the conference or the division tournaments.
Yeah. Other scores from tonight: big win for Dover in Division 1, 12-2 over Merrimack. Some cross-divisional games tonight go D2's way. Timberlane, a 1-goal win over Nashua North, 14-13. St. Thomas smoked Spalding 24-10, and Oyster River got another win. By the way, they're kind of hanging around in the D2 standings. 9-7 tonight over Hanover. You got a big game next week against Dairyfield. All right, next broadcast. It comes your way tomorrow. 1 o'clock, we're at Stellos Stadium. Big New England battle.
Huge.
Bishop Girton representing the Shire. And, of course, the Zavarian brothers representing the Bay State. So a cross-border battle. It's become kind of an annual thing between those two teams as well. BG and the X brothers tomorrow at 1 o'clock in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
And you've covered a bunch of those, and I think BG's won the last two. That's my recollection. But really well-coached teams. You got the MIAA club, and they're ranked 22nd in Massachusetts right now. Having a bit of a down year, but excellent players.
I think records go out the window when they get together.
They do. And it's a special atmosphere at Stellos.
Yeah.
Even though they scheduled it right smack dab in the middle of the men's Final Four semis tomorrow.
Well, that's why God created tape delay.
Yes,
so
sir.
That'll be good. All right. I want to thank Tom Kozakowski here and his crew at Portsmouth High School. Always a pleasure, especially on short notice. We appreciate Tom and his staff. Both head coaches for working with you, Rich, this week. Jimmy Ward of Londonderry, Chad Vischer of Portsmouth. Of course, our sponsors. Great job again tonight. Appreciate the ongoing support throughout the season. Presenting sponsor, the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Of course, Beals Insurance, MG Sports Fundraising, and Jewett Construction. For our crew here at Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, including the videographers, Kristen Beals, Matt Beals, another bang-up job tonight behind the lens. The whole thing, of course, orchestrated once again flawlessly by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. With the big man in the big chair, executive producer Steve Beals, and my partner is on point tonight, Rich McDonough. My name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time. Portsmouth 15, Londonderry 9. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks.